Hey guys, John here at the Strong Life Club, and today's video I'm going to take you through my own personal transformation, how I went from this to this, and all the strategies that we used to make sure we kept making progress, everything from calories and macros, training protocol, cardio, and all the changes in between that we made sure that we would keep making progress that hopefully will help you out there to move through plateaus or whatever struggles that you're currently facing to get to where you want to get to with your physique. So where did we start from? So the first thing I knew I needed to do was get a coach. Good friend of mine, Rob, was the first person I thought about because I know his level of professionalism. I knew what he'd done with other clients in the past. I know what he's done in the past. He's got on stage numerous times. He's got into great shape. And it's so important for me that coaches have coaches. It's really important. I can almost get in the way of myself. I can overthink things. I can change things drastically because I have a wealth of knowledge through years and years of doing this. I almost can overthink things and just change too much, question my own judgment on things. So having a coach there to keep things as simple as possible, to keep me focused, was really, really important. And this is something that we talk about with our own clients. And I feel like if I'm asking them to they should have a coach, then I should have a coach. So before we went into any sort of prep, I wanted to make sure that I give myself the best possible chance moving forward. So I did 3 months of being in a calorie surplus, slowly moving my calories up. And I started, because I'm very active with my job, I train, I could take on a lot of calories before my weight would start to nudge up. So we were pushing my calories to around 3,500 to 4,000. 4,000 I was finding a struggle. And when I do it again, I probably would find it easier. But between 3,500 and 4,000 was where I could see the scales just to slowly nudge up week to week. So I did this over 3 months, and in the gym it was all about, can I get stronger? Can I push those reps? Can I push that weight up? And it was a bit weird for me because it was more towards the strength-based stuff. There was still some hypertrophy training within that, but moving the reps down to 5 and 6 was something new for me, but looking back was hugely beneficial for me to be moving forwards into more the hypertrophy phase that would come into when we started the prep. So the starting point was really kind of ramping those calories up, starting to see the weight go up, and something that a lot of people may not want to do because they want to see the scales going the other way, they want to see abs, they want to see definition and everything else. But this was really kind of putting the foundations down for someone like me as well that's struggled in the past to put lean muscle on, or any sort of muscle for that fact. You know, it was really a great thing for me to do. So the start of prep, where did we start from? So calories were starting at 3,400. We're still, again, a nice big rounded amount of calories going in. Breakdown was protein 240, carbs 484, fats 57 on training days, and then non-training days it dropped. So dropped down to 2,500 on non-training days. Really that was from carbs, and then we brought the fats up a little bit to give that bit of energy through those non-training days. Training 5 days a week, and that split was an upper push, upper pull, legs, and then again upper push, upper pull. So we're hitting the chest, delts, triceps twice a week, back, rear delts, biceps twice a week, and hitting the legs once a week. Why? Well, it was just prioritizing what that I needed to work on, and that upper body for a shoot really was what I needed to work on. Legs would be something that I'm going to bring in a little bit more later on down the line. So at this point, as you can see, carbs, calories are really quite high, and this is a massive thing that I learned, was trying to keep those calories as high as possible. Why would you want to pull them down, you know, at such an early stage if we can keep things up and change other variables? So with that, I was training 5 days a week. My cardio was literally 500 calories. So I split that up into 2 steady state cardio sessions on the runner. I can run basically, so I was okay with that. So 250 earlier in the week, 250 calories later on in the week. And then I had a football session. So it was all still quite moderate. There was nothing mad, training 5 days a week, 500 calories through cardio and football. So still pretty good. I was always going to be hitting 10,000 to 12,000 steps a day just because my days are so long and I'm on my feet. So at this point, it was all pretty good, nothing drastically changing. I was still eating a good amount of food. Now we did that for a good 3, getting on to 4 weeks. Moving forwards then, we then changed into a high, medium, low day calories. So basically Monday, Tuesday we did a medium day, Wednesday was a low day, and then Thursday, Friday medium, high day on a Saturday, and then a low day on Sunday. And this was just basically to put me into a bit more of a calorie deficit. My high days were 2,700, so good amount. Medium, 2,300, and then my low days was 2,100, so around the 2,000 mark. And again, the fluctuations really were there from my carbohydrates, and on my low days I was ramping up my fats. So on my low days I was getting 100 grams of fats, which was really nice. I felt like I had energy. I wasn't depriving myself of food. The variables were coming from carbs. So my carbs on my high day was 356, mediums were 265, and my low day was 125. So that's where the fluctuations would come up from and how we were able to change the calories. But moving to a high, medium, low days was a massive shift for me. I was seeing change on a day-to-day basis, particularly after my low days, where my glycogen levels were down through pulling the carbs down. I felt tight. I was starting to see abs at this point. This was around 4 or 5 weeks in where I saw this big change. Training stayed the same, so still training 5 days a week. My split, I like to keep it. Monday was my push day. Tuesday, my pull. I rest on a Wednesday, just get some cardio in on that day. Thursday, I do legs with my football, and then Friday, again back into push. Saturday on a pull, and then rest on the Sunday, and worked really well for me. We did up the cardio at this point, do 1,000 calories through cardio plus my football. So it's just creeping up a little bit, but again, it was all really good because I was still eating a good amount of calories, and the cardio was just really manageable at this point. Moving on, we did then drop the calories just a little bit. So my high day stayed the same. Medium day came down to around just over 2,000. My low day, again, around just under the 2,000 mark. But everything was really good. My fats came down slightly. Carbs came down a little bit. But again, on my medium days, which was most days, which was 4 days of the week, I was eating over 2,000 calories. We then upped the cardio a little bit, so we went from 1,500 with the cardio through calories and plus my football. So that's when things started to change. That's when things started to get a little bit tough then, because you find yourself doing a lot more cardio now. You're training, the calories are starting to come down a little bit. When calories for me come around that 2,000 mark, that's when it starts to get a little bit tough. And that was right up to peak week. That last week, and my training, my cardio stayed the same up until Thursday, Friday, where Rob then just dropped the carbs out. We ramped up the fats, kept the protein pretty consistent, and this was kind of deplete me just to see where I am. So those carbs came down, and then that was on the Thursday and the Friday, and then on the Saturday we then had an influx of calories, mainly through carbohydrates. So we were around about 700 grams of carbs on the Saturday, and this just blew me up. So I felt big, I felt I still had great definition, and this was just where we wanted to see what would happen and how I would react to that influx in calories, and particularly, as I say, carbs. Sunday was then a medium day, so slightly lower carb intake, around 450, 500 if I remember rightly. And then I was just ready for the shoot on the Monday. On the Monday morning, it was nice and early, so I had a smallish breakfast, protein and fat based, and then I was just snacking on some sugary snack foods before the shoot. So one of the biggest things I found was trying to keep the calories as high as possible whilst moving the other variables around. So things such as my steady state cardio, my NEAT output, making sure sleep was optimized, all those kind of things, and just creeping them up as best I can whilst keeping the calories as high as I could, and then bringing them down was the last thing we wanted to do. And then we did that, and that just pushed us on to the next level. So all in all, a fantastic experience, loved it, and can't wait to go and do it again next year. What we're doing now is going to be moving into a calorie surplus, so starting to try and put on some lean muscle, some lean mass, and just start to, over the next 10 months, start to gradually move that up, improve strength in the gym, and then hopefully this time next year we'll go into another prep and see what progress we can make from this year. So all in all, a fantastic experience. I'll link Rob's stuff below this video, also with our own stuff, what we do here in the gym and online. And if you want any other more information, then click the links, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.